Hey guys, it's Savannah. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is another Dollar Tree everyday home decor DIY video, so let's get started. Okay, so for our first DIY, you're gonna need 2 of these Dollar Tree crates. And I started by removing the stickers and then taking like my Cricut spatula and popping the middle out. I was so shocked at how easy that was. And then, yeah, so I just popped these out. I didn't wanna like bend my spatula, so for the sides, I just used my hand and they popped out pretty easy. I was actually surprised. I thought that was gonna be more work. Then I'm taking my antique Waverly wax and I just start by going around and staining all of these crates. And I didn't worry about the top of this one, but the one that we removed the bottom, make sure you get the top as well. Then once those were dry, I'm just taking my hot glue gun and I'm going around the lip of this, and then I'm going to set this other crate on top of it, and it's going to create like a little, almost like a vase kind of wood holder thing, if you will. And then I just kind of like let that dry, make sure it's set up really well. Then I'm taking a Dollar Tree chip brush and some white Waverly chalk paint, and I'm going back over where I stained this and just dry brushing it. I've never done like distressing the opposite. Usually I do white and then distress with Waverly, the antique Waverly wax, but I kind of was digging how this was coming out. And then same technique that I always use, I go back over with the base coat just to tone down where I distressed a little bit. Then I'm taking this, I don't know, what is it, hanger thing that I found at Dollar Tree, and I love this sign. So I'm trying to pop that metal sign off. It did come off, but it left like the holes in the side where they, not hammered it down because it wasn't nails, but you know what I mean. So I'm just taking some Dollar Tree caulk and I'm filling those in. I think it would be super cute, like now that I'm looking back at it, if you took some like tacks and painted them black and put those on the side. I think that would be really cute. Then I'm just sanding it down, just distressing it a little bit more, and getting it how I like it. Then once that was dry, I kind of just sand off the excess that was on top of it. And then I'm going to hot glue this to the front of this little box. Then I'm just taking some more of that antique Waverly wax and just dry brushing over this sign as well. Where I filled the holes, that took more to it. So, I mean, it was okay. It turned out looking cute, but I just wanted this to look like a rusted metal sign, and I put some greenery in it. This is super simple, but I love how it turned out. So for our next DIY, you're going to need 4 Dollar Tree picture frames. These picture frames by themselves are absolutely adorable. They're already kind of like farmhouse, distressed, so they're really cute. And I just started by removing everything from the back. Then I'm taking this metal sign. It has a little house on the front. I think it says like home sweet home, or this house is our home, something like that. Anyways, it's screwed in, so I'm just using not a screwdriver, of course, because we don't do that here. I'm just trying to get the screws out, and I'm just using, Then I am hot gluing the 2 picture frames together and holding them for a minute. Make sure they dry before you move them. And then I'm just repeating that step with the other 2, hot gluing those together. And then I am going to hot glue all of 4 of them together. And then just for some extra security, I'm taking these jumbo popsicle sticks. These are from Walmart, and I'm just gluing them almost in like a cross formation on the back, just to, hold them together and make sure that they don't come apart. And then I'm just taking my Dollar Tree chippy brush and some white Waverly chalk paint, and I'm just dry brushing over this frame. Like I said before, these are already honestly beautiful the way they are. I just wanted a little bit of more contrast, a brighter white, some darker distressing. So that's what I'm doing here. So I'm kind of just gonna let you guys watch. And then once I had that covered, I'm taking another chippy brush from Dollar Tree and some antique Waverly wax. And again, just dry brushing over this, bringing out some more darker colors in with the lighter colors and the colors that were already there. So yeah, it's just a bunch of colors. Then I'm just going back over that distressing with my base coat, which was the white Waverly chalk paint, using the same chippy brush and kind of just toning down some of that distressing and giving it more dimension, brighter areas, you know what I mean? And then last but not least, I just wanted to sand down like the raised edges because this had like some black distressing in before. So I wanted to pull some of that black out as well. Nothing much to that, just sanding on the raised edges. So then I'm taking this wreath. I have had this in my stash. I think it came on something from Kirkland's that I got on sale, but I took it apart and I love this wreath. So I wanted to use this. And then it says bless our home, in case anyone was wondering, because I could not remember what it said. But I'm just hot gluing the wreath down in the center of the faux window. And then I'm going to take this house and then hot glue that in the middle of the wreath. Then I'm just taking this wired jute cord from Dollar Tree. I've never seen this before. This is new to me, but I thought it was really cute as a hanger versus just, you know, like limp jute cord. And then I hot glue that to the back, and that is it, you guys. I love this one. I think it's so cute, and it will definitely be in my house year round. I hope you guys are enjoying today's video so far. If you're new to my channel, I'm Savannah and I love doing Dollar Tree DIYs or honestly anything DIY on a budget. So if you like what you see today, I hope that you stick around, hit that subscribe button, like, share. It really does just mean the world to me, and let's get back into crafting. Next, I'm taking this square wood thing. This actually is from Dollar Tree. It had like a canvas thing on the front. It was in my daughter's room. She decided she didn't want it, so it's been sitting in my stash. She took it apart. I don't even know what she did. Anyways, it's been sitting in my stash and I wanted to use it. So I started by taking some stain and staining around the sides. Antique Waverly wax, of course. Wouldn't do anything else. And then I am taking my chippy brush with some white Waverly chalk paint and just dry brushing around it as well. And then I didn't film this part because you guys know I'm like a walking hazard, especially things that burn you. But I just took this Dollar Tree poster board and I measured this out and I cut it out with a box cutter. I did go a little bit over, so this is what I'm doing right here. I'm just kind of measuring it with a pencil and then I do trim that up. Now, I've used this before to like craft on, so it did have some paint. So I wanted to give this like a blank canvas. So I'm taking some white Waverly chalk paint and just covering that. If you did buy this brand new, you could totally skip this step. Then I found these like 3D raised flowers at Dollar Tree. They had silver and they had gold, but I wanted the silver because I felt like they looked more like metal. And I just start by placing them on this canvas. I do end up going a different direction, so I have to end up moving them around, which I'll explain in a little bit. But there was literally no rhyme or reason to this. I just started placing them wherever I thought one needed to go. Then I'm taking this like, I can't remember the name of this, you guys. I'm totally blanking. If you want to know the name, just comment down below and I will give it to you. I'm just not near it right now. But anyways, I'm just taking some of this paint and I'm just going over everything, the flowers, the background, and just dry brushing, not giving it like a gray coat because I want some of that white to show through as well. But yeah, just trying to cover all the flowers and some of the background. Then I'm just taking my Dollar Tree chippy brush and some antique Waverly wax and I'm just dry brushing over the flowers just to give them a little bit more dimension. Then I'm taking another one of these Dollar Tree signs and I want the heart off of this. So I start by removing the screws from that. And at first I was gonna put the heart kind of like in the corner, but the more I looked at it, I thought it looked cuter in the middle. So since I already laid my flowers, there was a blank spot down in the corner where I was originally gonna put it. So I started like removing some of the flowers that would not even be seen and filling in some of those blank spots. And then since I did move some things around, I had to go back over with that. Gosh, you guys, I am like so upset that I cannot remember the color of this. I want to say like cucumber, but I know that's not it. But anyways, I just went around and just covered in some of those areas. I didn't worry about the middle. And then I'm taking my white Waverly chalk paint and kind of just distressing the heart as well, sanding it down and making that look a little bit rustic too. And then because these were silver before and they almost looked like metal, I wanted some of that to pop out. So I took my little finger sander and sanded down some of the flowers and just wanted some of that metal to pop out. Then I'm taking my hot glue gun and I'm gluing this frame around. And then obviously hot gluing the heart in the middle, and I did go around and touch up just a little bit more around on the flowers just to get it how I liked it. And you guys, pictures do not do this piece justice. Like, you should see it in person. I even had to show you kind of in a different light because I just feel like it's so pretty. I don't know, maybe it's just me and I'm biased, but let me know what you guys think. And then for our last DIY, I'm taking this Dollar Tree long sign. I'm removing the heart just because I can save it for later. We're not even going to use the front of this, but you guys know I like to keep things. So I just started by removing the heart and then flipping it over, removing the hanger from this. And then I always sand down where the staples are because it does end up making the holes flush with the sign. And then this is what I mean by a walking hazard. This was so unnecessary. But anyways, I am taking some white Waverly chalk paint and I'm giving this back of the sign, obviously, a really good coat of it. And then I left this part in here so I could show you guys what not to do. But I wanted to like make shiplap lines at first. So I don't even know what I'm doing, you guys. I've done shiplap before. Why I tried to do it different, I have no idea. But I tried to use the elephant color and just go down and make lines. It ended up looking hideous. So I repainted that and set that aside to dry. Then I'm taking these, look how pretty these are, you guys. I normally am not into like Dollar Trees, like florals too much. I mean, they do every now and then have some cute ones, but I loved these. I felt like these look like if you pulled over on the side of the road and picked your girl some flowers, this is what they would look like. So I am putting them all together and then I'm taking some jute and I start by tying off a knot and then slowly wrapping these together almost like a bouquet. That way they just all stay together and don't move. Then once this sign recovered from the hack job I did on it, I'm taking my chip brush and some antique Waverly wax and just distressing over it and then going back in with the white Waverly chalk paint and just toning it down and getting it to a distressing that I like. Then I'm taking this Dollar Tree burlap ribbon and I'm laying it under and I'm going to put the flowers in the middle to see how much of this ribbon I am going to need. I thought, oh yeah, I'm going to do this, measure it out. And then I just end up cutting it and guessing how much I need. So yeah, so you're going to cut that and then you're going to tie it into a knot. And then I do go at the bottom and dovetail the edges just to give it a more like finished look. And I do that on both sides. And then I go in with that same brush that I used to do the base coat, the white Waverly chalk paint. And then I just kind of dry brush the ribbon, dry brush the leaves, dry brushed everything. And just to give it a more rustic farmhouse vibe. Then I was going to leave it like that, but I wanted to add like a traditional bow. So I just took some more of that burlap ribbon, hot glued it in like a little tube shape. And then I took some jute and I cinched the middle of that, wrapped it around a couple times, you know, just to make the middle look like it was made that way. And then I hot glued that to the center of the little knot thing, like the tails. And then I go in and I dry brush those as well. Then I'm just hot gluing the back where I wrapped that bouquet with the jute just to make sure that it didn't go anywhere and the flowers were going to stay put. And then I'm adding a hanger to the back. I'm just taking some more of the jute and just putting that on there, reinforcing that with popsicle sticks just to make sure that that hanger does not fall. And then, yeah, that's it. I love how this turned out. I think it's so pretty for spring. So again, let me know which one is your favorite. And if you made it all the way to the end of this video, leave a flower emoji. And as always, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.